when you have offense and defense together, now you got more money because you're making more, you're keeping more, paying less in tax. That gives you greater financial security, and that finally gives you peace of mind. And that's what we're all looking for. So, one guy said the most important thing is knowing that my wife and kids are protected forever. And that's why we do this. It's for our families, it's for our futures, it's to protect us. So if anybody would like to get in touch with us, you can go to info@assetdefenseteam.com or call the number, which is 855-50-ASSET, or the real number instead of asset is 855-502-7738. And we're happy to help your students, Paul and Mike, with that very discounted pricing. But that is only, once again, for your students.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Thanks, Bob, for offering that price point for them too, because hopefully we're going to have them create, they might do one entity initially, and as they develop and grow and get rentals, they're going to need another entity for that. Then you never know how many more they're going to need, when all is said and done. But this is all super important. And for, just for information here, full disclosure, Mike and I use Bob to create all of our entities. So we're bringing in the best who we know is really good. He's the best in the business out there. And we want you guys to take advantage of that for sure. Now, Bob, a couple quick questions for you. Vehicles should, owning different, obviously, businesses and having, and home. So vehicles and home, should we put these into an LLC at some point, or would this be a trust, or what would you recommend with something like that?
Well, vehicles are what we would consider to be high liability assets. In other words, the vehicle can cause an accident and a lawsuit. So we tend to either keep vehicles isolated if we've protected all of your other assets, personal and business assets, then we can leave the vehicles in your name, because if there's nothing else in your name but the vehicles,
and you're good.
All they're going to get is a wrecked vehicle.
Right.
All right. And the insurance payout. But otherwise, we're not going to want to put a vehicle, a high liability asset, into an entity with, say,
other stuff.
With
that
other
makes
stuff.
total sense.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the home is different because you have more control over what happens on your property. You have more control than you do with a rental property, for instance. And so we tend to put the home in a trust because that is a better entity for a personal asset as opposed to an LLC, which is for business assets, right? So we want to separate business assets from personal assets primarily so we don't have all of our eggs in one basket. Right?
Makes total sense. Yep. And that's something I still got to do since I just bought this property here, and we're only a few months into it, but I'm going to definitely have to that's one of my next things. I got a list of new entities I'm going to have you create, and a trust is another one we're going to have that I'm going to add on. So I got to send you another email coming up here shortly.
Be glad to help.